Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, I've been sick the last few days, so I hope I'm up for it. But let's continue our main quest and see how it goes. Have a design ready, as she says. In good time, she says. Does she even understand what's involved? Before I can even attempt to design anything, I need intimate knowledge of the land, the knowledge of locals. Last I heard, no one lives here. What? A village of Eulmoran exiles? Those people have every reason to loathe a free citizen like me. They couldn't possibly be willing to cooperate. This will never work. Never. I never should have fixed that ruddy lift. Never should have ridden it up here. Never should have. Oh dear. Darling appears to have lost the plot. But he has it in him, Serenia. He's the cleverest man I know. And he just wants the confidence sometimes. If you were to give him some words of encouragement, I'm sure he can give you your Talos. A bit of advice I learned from his mother. He responds poorly to obvious praise. You need to find another way to stoke the fires of his motivation, awaken his sense of daring. Choose the words carefully in order to lift his spirit sufficiently during the conversation. Yes, this is a mini-game apparently. I can't do it. No one can. A Talos of that size. No one even dreamed of it. Alphinoan struggled to collect firewood. He did, but he's such a capable lad, brimming with confidence. I suppose even the most capable of among us have struggles to overcome. But regardless of my own feelings, I can't do a damn thing without help from those villagers. They're not barely likely to give it. Tristol is among them, you said so yourself. Has he forgotten we essentially sent him to his death? Even if the others don't bear a personal grudge, he would never forgive us. Things won't improve by themselves. You have to take the first step. I know. Unless we take the first step, there can never be a reconciliation. This is a chance for everyone to come together. Even if they hurled stones at me, perhaps it's worth trying to apologize. But what then? In the end, it's not even a question of forgiveness. Building such an enormous Talos is impossible, and no amount of contrition will change that. Even if by some miracle the people of Amity were willing to let bygones be bygones, they'd think the plan is absurd. I think it's absurd. Less absurd than the change that's come to Eulmor. Well, I can't argue with that logic. Enormous as the task is, it's simply a matter of finding a solution to a practical problem. From that perspective, it's not entirely unrealistic. But realistic or no, there's no guarantee of success. There are risks to consider should the venture fail. I imagine for a moment that we fail to reach Warfrey and only succeed in provoking him. In his fury, he may well unleash his horde of eaters and we'll meet a horrible end. Would be Talos for battle? I thought of it, I assure you, but I'm afraid Talos cannot contend with Sin Eaters. If they could, I would never have come to Eulmor. Nonetheless, I appreciate your earnest attempt to find the solution. Makes me wonder, what is it that drives you? Tell me, why did you throw yourself into the midst of such a grueling struggle? Because I live for adventure. Adventure? Such a strange word coming from my lips. I used to have a sense of adventure too. Strove to challenge myself. Whenever did I lose it? Chai-Nuzz is burning with motivation. Battle 1. Yes, by the gods I can do this. I just need to have a little faith in myself. Right, let's head to Amity and speak with villagers. With Tristol. My love, things are liable to become dangerous. I want you to wait for me back in Eulmorn. No. Wherever you go, I'm going too. Besides, I'm not the only one who has to apologize. But there's no telling what may happen out here. I don't know if I can keep you safe. Perhaps this is a bad idea after all. I don't think I have what it takes. Master Chai, if you are beset with doubt, is proof that you can envision the task ahead. And that which man can envision, he can make reality. Thus did some old friend of mine once say. Even should it be a feat fit for the divine, if something has been done before, then it most assuredly can be done again by our own hands. That's a little idealistic, don't you think? Perhaps, Master Chai, perhaps. But what is man if not an idealistic creature? It is not an easy thing to achieve one's dreams. My friends can attest to that. Countless times did they meet with frustration in the course of their endeavors. None would have found fault with them had they given up, if they never did. One step after the next, they forged on toward their goals. And for their determination, they accomplished numerous feats that many believed lay beyond the reach of man. Like them, you are a man of science. Amidst your doubts, surely there is a spark of desire. The desire to make the impossible possible. Come, darling. Like the old days, I would be the first to see your Talos. And you shall be, my dear. I would have none other at my side when my greatest masterpiece awakens. Right then, to Amity. I'm glad my words struck a chord, shall we? I faintly remember he had a dream about these people, right? About the friends he's talking about. Let me quickly explore this corner here. Because it's bothering me. You! You have every right to be angry at us, but please listen to what I have to say. I'm tasked with delivering these people to Mount Gulk by means of a Talos of heretofore unseen proportions. However, I cannot do this without the cooperation of those with intimate knowledge of this land. That is, you and your fellow villagers. Cooperation? After you ignored my desperate pleas and cast me out, you have a gall to come here and ask for my cooperation? You have every right to be upset. Warfare is not the one to blame for your suffering. We are free citizens without a care in the world, indifferent to the hardship of others. We didn't know what would become of you, and frankly, we didn't care. We know what we did to you, to full many, was wrong. Terribly wrong. No words will suffice to make amends. But I want you to know that we are deeply sorry. I'm not sure how I feel. Should I forgive you? Hate you? Perhaps it's not even my place to judge. After all, I sought a place in your city. I wanted to be you once. But one thing is clear to me. All that is in the past, and we mustn't let past wrongs stand in the way of a brighter future. And so, I will cooperate with you. Please see our friends to Mount Gulk. You have my word. I set to work on the design at once. Wouldn't do to have nothing to show to the others when they return with help. Make no mistake, this venture is unprecedented in the history of Talos building, nay, the history of all mankind. But rest assured, this genius of Daedalus stonework will deliver. Wicked white! Is there a problem? Well, you see, I've been promised people to procure the stone as well as magic. When I was put on the spot earlier, I thought that was all we required. But I forgot about one rather important item needed to bring a Talos to life. The heart. That's right, the heart. I'm pleased to see you have some familiarity with Talos. So, while I work on the design, I'd be much obliged if you could see to procuring the ore with which to fashion a heart. A heart suitable to bring a Talos to life, a Talos that shall embrace the very firmament. How do I get that? A quest for the Talos' heart. This presents an unexpected opportunity. I'm glad Tristol is willing to lend us an ear. It's but a small step, but I pray this will pave the way for reconciliation. Ideally, a Talos hut should be made from ore found in the self-same region as the stone for the chassis. Let's see what Tristol can tell us. Hello, bearded fellow. If you seek materials for a Talos' heart, I know people who may be able to assist. They are the Falls, a dwarven family that long mined this land. No one knows its bounty as well as they. If you explain your situation, I'm sure they will be willing to cooperate. Indeed, it's one of them that showed me the secret tunnel to the top of the cliff. You will find the Falls in their village in the northwest, a place called Tomra. When you arrive, seek an audience with Chief Zamot. And do not forget to greet him with a hearty lally-ho. Permit me to join you, Serenia. I would like to keep my joints limber, and may help I can provide some manner of assistance. I'll leave the heart to the two of you then. The variety of ore doesn't matter so long as it's rich with aether. I'll aim to have my design complete by your return. So, this is Tomra. Seldom do we see the dwarven folk at the Crystarium. To now be in the presence of so many, I shall enjoy not having to crane my neck for a change. Lally-ho! Lally-ho? What sorry excuse for a greeting was that? Where's your heart, lass? Your stones! Come, let's try it again. Lally-ho! Lally-ho! Oh, you. Lally-ho! Not bad, but there's room for improvement. Anyway, now that we have observed time and courtesy, who are you and what are you doing here? At the recommendation of the denizens of Amity, we have come to seek the aid of a Fall family. May we speak with Chief Zamot? Why, yes, you may. I am Zamot, and I bid you welcome to Tomra. If it's the folk of Amity that sent you here, you must have quite a tale to tell. Come, let's hear it. Yeah, there's that big Sin Eater in the sky, and we want to build a Talos big enough to grab a flying mountain. Well, and here I thought those below had no fight left in them. Having said that, it's not like we know how to deal with a floating volcano and all them Sin Eaters neither. If you're serious about restoring peace to these parts, well, we'll gladly lend you a hand. However, the kind of oil you seek is precious to us too. I let you have it only for you to bungle things and squander it, like no amount of ale will wash away my chagrin. First, I need to make sure you're worthy, by means of a trial. Aye, a trial most tricksy, passed down through the line of Fall. And what is this trial? Come with me, I tell you all. Okay, but first, Amaro Keep and the Everite. What could this trial be? Listen well. As you know, we are mining folk, and in the mining life, danger is a constant companion, so when we come of age, each of us must prove our readiness to take to the mines. This we do by undertaking a trial what tests the three traits all good miners can't do without. Discernment, diligence, and dexterity. We call it 3D Mine Runner. Now, look on my arm. Mark its features well. You'll be given a slingshot, which you must use to shoot dwarves that as wear helms what are different. Okay. I've already made the necessary arrangements. When you're ready, take the trial, report to the observer nearby. Best of luck to you. Okay, you have a... color with a small and a large feather. Let's see if I can do this. Hello? You must be the challenger the thief mentioned. I'll show you the rooftop at once. As I'm sure you've been told, in 3D Mine Runner, use a slingshot to shoot them as wear the wrong helm. Let's begin with a spot of practice, huh? I would thank you not to shoot me. Nice shooting. Keep up with the actual trial. Aye, that's the way. Next time's a trial for two. Let me know when you're ready. Let's do this. Maybe them as well will right damage. You shoot them, you fail, so look carefully before you let the stone fly. Well done! Fine show of the storm and dexterity. Well done, well done. The trial never lies. You've got what it takes to be a miner. Run along and back to the chief and get on with putting an end to all this strangeness of late. That was impressive shooting, lass. Consider me satisfied. It is plain you didn't come this far with luck alone, so I place my faith in you and help you find the ore you seek. Did you know that Colusia is rich in sulfur? Well, it is. We've been mining this stuff since ancient times. And every so often, the self-same veins yield what's called Earthseed, a rare ore steeped in magic. Time was we used to refine Earthseed for this and that, but the technique's been lost. The stuff's still out there to be had through, provided you know where to look. And no place surer than the Durga's Tool. Problem is, the site's occupied by our age-old rival, the Goks. Greedy sots claim the place is theirs and refuse to let any other bugger near. Oh, there never was a more odious lord than them Goks. I could go on forever about those hornless war sons, but we'd be here forever, and that would get us nowhere. What it boils down to is this. If you want the Earthsets, you gotta deal with the Goks. Reckon up to the challenge? We have dealt with far worse. I'm sure we can find a way to obtain what we need. That's the spirit. Now, to help you find your way, I'll have one of ours go with you. I'll do it. I'll go with them. You, Karut? I couldn't help overhearing. I knew the Eaters had flocked to Mount Gook, but I didn't know why. To think the last light one's hiding up there. The fate of Colusia, no. The world hangs in the balance. If I can be of help, then I want to do my part. Your zeal is commendable, lad, but it's not so simple. This here's Karut. Young as he is, he's one of the village's finest miners. The lad's got an uncanny sense of where to dig, and his aim with a pickaxe is as true as any dwarf's. But put him in the thick of battle and he couldn't hit the side of a minecart if he was sitting in it. If all he needed to do was dig, he'd be a dwarf, but he's liable to become a sin-eater breakfast before he can even manage a swing. It's true, I'm hopeless in a fight. But I still want to try. Please let me go with you. I take care of you, you take care of you all. Oh, thank you so much. I'll try my best not to be a burden. If you want to take a route, far be it from me to stop you. Keep him safe, though, will you? We will most assuredly encounter sin eaters along the way. Well, with you in our company, they will be more a spectacle than a concern. I believe I end the episode here and start the instance next time, yeah. Until next time, man, I'm Mace and don't get lost.